Does the open? Bristol, it's been too long. All right. I know you've been waiting for the show. I've been waiting for you. How you doing? I hope you've been having a good week. Listen, a lot going on here in town. I'm Aaron Lopez. Thank you for watching. Whether you're on your cell phone or you're at home, welcome in. We have a good show for you tonight. I have a special guest who we'll get to in just a moment. But as always, we have to handle business first. Thank you to my sponsors, the sponsors of the Avenue, who you should check out. Let's take a look at our sponsors for the Avenue.
The Avenue is brought to you by Ventana's Bar and Restaurant, a taste of the Caribbean right here in Bristol, Connecticut. RBI Cafe, Dollar Wings, specials and more only at RBI Cafe. And Seymour Media, your one-stop shop for all media and production needs. Contact Seymour Media while wait to produce the best content of your career.
Have you been having a rough week? It feels a little long. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. There's something about this week that it's Wednesday, but it feels like a late Thursday night. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It doesn't feel like Friday yet. Friday's very celebratory, but Thursday night it feels like a Thursday night. But we're barely on Wednesday. Happy Hump Day! Thank you, all you Bristolians, you Bristolites, for watching the Avenue. I have a special guest, and I'm not going to butcher his title, but I will say his name is Alan Stone, and he is the artistic director for the OM Association, which I just gave his title away because I did it right. Alan Stone, thank you for joining.
Well, thank you for having me.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
How's
How
your
are
week
you?
been going?
Very, very well. Much better than last week. I was a little under the weather last week, so
Yeah.
I'm back.
No, I'm glad you're doing good. You look great.
Thank you so much. So do you.
Thank you for coming to the Avenue. Appreciate you joining us.
I'm really happy to be here.
So look, listen, folks. Today we're here to talk about the OM show. Now, moving here, I had no idea what the OM show was, right? Until Alan asked to have a conversation, and he said, "Hey, I saw you on a promote a different show. We have this annual variety show we do. I'd love to talk about it." And I said, "Well, what is it?" So then I went on YouTube, and there went the rest of my night, because the rest of my night I was just watching all the different performances. There's been such great talent.
This town has so much talent. It's unbelievable.
It does.
It really does.
But we're going to start with the basics for those who don't know. First of all, let's take things back in time.
Yeah.
First of all, what does the OM show stand for?
All right.
And give us some history on this variety show.
So I have a lot of history, actually. So the OM Keystones are actually two different organizations that merged together. Back in 1921, the Women's Auxiliary Keystone organization formed. They were the mothers of the boys that went to the boys club. Back in the days, it was the separate boys club and girls club. So they were the moms, and they just created an organization that would help to support the boys club of Bristol. In 1923, there were 4 18-year-old boys who, because they turned 18, could no longer be members of the boys club.
Yeah.
So they wanted to do something to help support the club as well. So they created the Older Members Association, which got shortened to OMs. So for a good almost 100 years, both of those groups were separate, but they worked together a lot. Until 2019, when we finally merged the two groups together and became the OM Keystone Association for the Bristol Boys and Girls Club.
And what year was that?
That was 1921 was when the Keystones started. 1923 was the OMs, and 2019 was when the OM Keystone Association merged together.
What a gap! It took that long.
It took that long.
Why do you think that's the case?
Do
you think it was just not and just not like the fact of not realizing that there was a separation, but just more respecting both groups?
I think that's what it was. It was a tradition type of a thing. And believe it or not, a lot of the members of both groups were spouses. So it was almost like they wanted to go off and do their own thing with the ladies and go off and do their own things with the guys. And there was some pushback, as it got a little hairy every now and then, because some members of the community, they said, the Boys and Girls Club itself united. It used to be a separate boys and a separate girls club, and they united. So why aren't these alumni groups are merging together as well?
Yeah.
And it took a little doing. I was actually the president of the group when the ball got rolling for that.
Were you really?
Yes.
What year was that?
I was president for the 2015 and 2016 season, into 2017, because it's a 2-year term when you're the president.
And it's easy for people to say, have their, I hate to say it. A lot of people nowadays they want to make everything into a social justice campaign, which, is to be respected, and a lot of things need to be fixed and should be. But some things just exist because that's the way they liked it to be.
Right.
The women liked having their own space and area to do as what they wanted to do.
Yep.
And the men could do. How many times are you, I know there's, in my household, when I grew up, my mom, she was inside cleaning, rearranging, cooking, sewing, doing her thing. And, my dad would come bother her. Hey, stay with your cars, go do your thing.
Yep.
Not everything. So that seems to be similar to this organization. Was
pretty much what it was. I think it was just a tradition, and I think it was a hard thing for some to break the tradition. And it was a really something that a lot of other members, younger people, wanted to see the merger happen. So there was a little bit of give and take to make it happen. And I think the way that I worked it out with a lot of the members in the groups was, the Keystones always supported the show. They were there with, running concessions for us during intermission, and helping us with ushering and all kinds of things like that. And I was kind of like, what do we do to help the women's group? Let's do some more things to help them whenever they need something. And so that was how we started to work together more closely. Yeah. And then, over time, we said, what, like, we want to have our group continue to grow, and it's the right thing to do. And let's put ourselves together and become the OM Keystone Association.
And listen, think about it. If I'm president, which I never will be, but let's just put this in hypothetical.
Yeah.
If I was president, I'd be like, hey, it's cost efficient. Let's make this one show. Let's just keep them both together.
Yeah.
And find a way to incorporate the separate traditions into the show.
Right.
But it's still being one show.
Yeah.
Right. And then we could make it just one big grand show.
Right.
Well,
the OM show has always been kind of the OMs. It started it was meant to be a fundraiser, and it's become the largest fundraiser that our organization does for the club. That show started in 1942.
Really?
So we are about to do our 85th annual show. It's the longest running variety show in the country.
I was about to ask. It's the longest variety show in the country, right here in Bristol, Connecticut.
Yes. And, we kept it going even during COVID. And I'll tell you the creative way we did that when we get to that.
Oh, yeah. That's yeah. Please tell me, how did you keep it going? But yeah, resume.
So the show started out in 1942. It was done at the Bristol High School, which is now Bames. On the Memorial Boulevard.
So Bames used to be Bristol High School?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was the first high school in town.
Okay.
And so that was the first theater where the show was done. It was the social event of the year to go to. I mean, women would dress up with white gloves. It was like a white glove formal attire to go to the show. So
who doesn't like? Listen, you're watching at home. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, or if you're working in the trenches or you're working at a salon. Who doesn't like to just get dressed up, feel some type of way, and just feel sexy and go out on the night and enjoy yourself, right?
Yeah, it was, like I said, the social event of the year. So
yeah. Did you attend this event when you were younger?
I was in the event when I was younger. So my mother, in 1958, she was in 8th grade, and she joined the cast of the OM show.
Are you serious?
She's a singer herself.
Oh, she was a singer.
Yep, Miss Shirley Stone.
Is that where you get
Papa Stone?
Is that where you get your vocals?
That's where I get my vocals. Yes. So she was in the show all of those years through high school. When her and my dad got married, and they were expecting me, I may have taken that year off when she was expecting me, or I might have even been on stage while I was in her belly.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, after I was born, she waited about 4 years till she took me into the show. And so it became my family tradition. I've been a member of this cast since I was 4 years old. all the way up through my high school years into my college years. I took some time away, but I always came back to the show if they needed an extra guy for something. And, you know, if they were doing couples or something like that, I would rejoin the cast.
Yeah.
But then I finally rejoined the cast in 2010. Nope, sorry, 2010.
Okay.
My daughter was 9 years old, and I wanted to bring her into my family tradition.
And we're gonna circle back to that. We're gonna get to that. I want to go back to the history portion.
Sure.
So the OM show, in terms as the show that you remember it to be, how has it kind of changed into what it is now in modern time?
I think back in the day, it was a little bit more of a staged talent show where, you know, people would put their act in the show.
Yeah.
Since the years that I've taken over and years before that as well, it's kind of like the show has been given every year. It has a different theme to it, you know? So now it's like, it's almost like creating a play, which is what I really enjoy, is taking a theme and running with that. And even though I pick different music from different artists or whatever, it's meant to be strung together and kind of create a show that tells a storyline.
I love that. See, I mean, look at every show that's out there. There is a theme.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're going, like, if you go to Vegas, you know, you're going to see a musician or Pip the Magic Dragon. You know what you're going to see.
Right.
But you're in a variety show or in a lot of other shows, and in television in general, there's always a theme to these things. And I think that's important. And some of these themes have been monumental for the OM show.
Yeah.
So let's go from the history portion into your life as it relates to the OM show. You said you got involved at 4 years old.
I did.
Your mother was a singer.
Yep.
She was part of the OM show, so it's kind of been a part of you.
It has been a part of me my whole life.
Right?
Yes.
So tell me more about the mid years. You know, when you started at 4, how was it you being in middle school or junior high involved in the OM show?
It was fantastic because it got me on stage in front of people. And I think that's so important for kids to be able to build their confidence. They go on stage and you gain this confidence about being in front of people. And it helps you throughout your whole life, you know, to be able to perform in front of people. You're not afraid to speak out or do things, you know?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, listen, a lot of people don't have, like you said, the courage or the confidence to be able to do some of the things. They may have the talent and they may have the raw talent to be able to do something amazing that maybe probably, how many stories do we hear? Listen, I like watching AGT, America's Got Talent, American Idol. I always sing in my room. I never wanted to sing out in public. And then they come out and they have voices of angels.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So how many people just don't feel they have an outlet or a way to express themselves in their art form?
Exactly.
And they have the OM show to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And to kind of feel like that's kind of what you went through.
It is. And the nice thing was that I've always been a singer. And I think because of my mom, it just comes natural to me. And people recognize that. And throughout my time in the show as a kid, I would be given solos or be given special things to do. So it was kind of neat. In fact, really interesting stories. I don't know if you know who Gary Berghoff is. Gary Berghoff played Radar in MASH.
Oh, really?
And he grew up in Forestville.
Really?
He grew up on the OM show stage.
You know, MASH, I'll be honest, to show my age here. MASH was one of those shows that I never knew what it was, but it was always playing at my house. So I grew up with a lot of sisters, and I would often fall asleep to it. Or when you wake up in the middle of the night and you know, you
hear the theme song playing.
You hear the theme song to MASH. It was either the theme song to MASH or Sarah McLachlan. You know, one of those two playing.
Well,
that's what that was.
He got his start on the OM stage.
I had no idea.
Yeah. In fact, his mother directed the show in 1976.
Really?
It was the bicentennial year, and she directed that show. It was during the height of his fame on MASH, because that's when it was on the air. and she had him come back to town and do a 20-minute set between our act 1 and our act 2. I'm sorry, I just hit the mic.
No, so we're going to talk about what's going on with the OM show, right?
Yeah.
But before we get into that, I want to ask a little bit some more questions
Sure.
on the show in general. Okay. And I'm gonna start off with, do you have a favorite act all the years you've been participating from 4 years old till now? And it could be either your act that you did or someone else's. Do you have a favorite act that you'll never get out of your brain?
I'm going to answer that with, as much as I've always loved being a cast member, there's nothing that compares to it, to being the show's artistic director.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's a sense of pride that I have in my cast. You know, you work so hard coming up with a theme, and no matter what I can dream up, I have a crew of people that make it happen, and I have a cast of people that really make it happen, because they're the ones that are out there putting on the performance that I dreamed up in my head. And so it just means so much to me, and I get so close with my cast members. They mean the world to me.
I can't imagine that feeling. I mean, you have a vision,
Yeah.
and you want it to come to life,
Mm-hmm.
and these folks, they're able to connect with you and learn.
They trust me, which is the big thing. It's like they're saying in their minds, no matter what the process is to get there, sometimes it gets crazy. You know, it's like, it's so difficult to learn so much choreography or so much music, but they stick with me. They stick with my vision. And then this wonderful show happens. And it's just, I'm so proud of them for what they've done with the show.
So let me ask you, who can participate?
Anybody.
So let's say somebody's watching. Let's just say Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
No idea who that is, but we'll just say Elizabeth.
Hypothetical Elizabeth.
You're thinking, you know what? I have a certain skill set. Whether is it, and here's another thing: is it confined to just singing and acting?
Singing, dancing. I bring acting into it.
So what? So let's start there for
Yeah.
for our hypothetical Elizabeth.
Okay.
What kind of acts are acceptable or allowed into the show? It's a variety show, right?
So Elizabeth could be anywhere from age 5 through 99.
Okay.
We take all people from town, from the neighboring towns that want to participate in the show.
So you don't have to be from Bristol.
You don't have to be from Bristol. Greater Bristol's fine. We've had people travel further.
Okay.
So they just want to be able to participate and be part of something. Maybe Elizabeth dances at a dance studio, or maybe she takes voice lessons from an opera singer, you know, so, or just sings in the mirror. She's cranks up the radio and sings along.
Yeah, which is what I wanted to get to. Yeah. I mean, listen, where I'm from, we didn't have those opportunities. And even if the opportunities were present, I came from a Mexican household. It's no surprise. I have dark skin, as you might have noticed. No way you were going to be allowed to just go do something that wasn't going to bring you money, you know? But you have Elizabeth in her bedroom, who just, regardless of what she's singing into a hairbrush. No, I'm not Elizabeth. And maybe good or bad, wants to become something.
Yeah. So she signs up for the show. My assistant director, Wayne, puts out a sign-up sheet. It's an online sign-up form that he creates, and people sign up for the show. And we have our first cast meeting, usually the first Sunday right after New Year's. And then we go into our first rehearsal. It's every Sunday until we have the show in April.
Did you have your cast rehearsal already?
We had our first cast meeting on the 4th, and we had our first rehearsal on the 11th.
So it's too late for anybody for this show?
It is not too late.
Not too late?
No, I will still take people if you want to be part of my show.
Okay, well, Elizabeth?
They might be a rehearsal behind, but there's no reason I couldn't add some people, some cast members. Let me tell you, I'm thrilled that this year's cast got up to 80 people.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of people.
Because, well, but prior to COVID, my cast was 150.
Wow.
We're talking, I had 4 dance studios in town that participated. We had 3 different kids groups because we went by kids' ages. We would do kindergarten through 3rd or 4th grade. We would do 5th grade to 8th grade, and then we would do the high schoolers. And there would be about 35 kids in each group. So
Wow.
kids alone, there would be 100.
Wow.
So that was pre-COVID. So up to the 2019 show, the cast would be close to 100 to 150
Yeah.
people.
Now I want to go back to what is allowed, because I didn't quite get it.
Oh,
what? So we have singing.
we have singing.
So I'll give a category and you let me know allowed or not allowed.
Gotcha.
Okay. Singing,
Singers,
acting,
actors,
jugglers.
jugglers,
Okay. Dancers.
dancers.
Okay. Artists.
Yes, in the form of sets.
Yes.
I've had artists that
Or
help us
like
paint sets.
how about, because I have some friends actually. A friend of mine. Hey, shout out Sarah. How you doing, Sarah?
Hi, Sarah.
She does poetry. She reads poetry. Do y'all do that?
Sarah, she could probably help me with writing any script things.
Okay. Okay.
I always find a way to use people. That's for sure.
Anything outside of what I just said allowed?
I would say that's pretty much the gist of what we have for the show.
Like, what if somebody came and they thought you were Simon Cowell and they're like, look, I have this talent and I really want to showcase it. Would you have to see what the talent is first?
Yeah, and if I can find a way to fit it into the theme of the show that I'm doing, I would do it. For example, the 2019 show we based it off of the movie The Greatest Showman.
Oh, I love that.
We used a lot of the music from that show, and we created a set that looked like a big top, and the whole cast was all done in Harlequin costuming. So they looked very much like it was a traveling circus. And right after our big opening number for the show, we brought out jugglers who juggled and had a whole comedy juggling act for 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So it fit within the theme of the show. So we worked with it and we went with it.
Basically, you have a talent out there, Elizabeth or Brian, whoever you are, and you say, you know what? I don't know if this is allowed, but I have a passion for this. I really like doing this. You can contact Alan Stone.
Which same show, I had someone walking on stilts.
There we go.
Dancing on stilts.
We're gonna get to how to contact the OM show and all that a little bit later. But I want to move on.
Sure.
To back to the OM show, because I think it's important to if we're gonna talk about it, to know what the OM show stands for. Can you tell me, if the OM was a person, the OM show is a person, what do they stand for? What's the beliefs of the OM show?
I mean, it goes
What's that mission statement?
It goes right to the heart of what the OM Keystones are, which is an organization that is made to support the club, both financially but also physically. Like, we will go to the members of our organization, go to the club on a weekly basis. Sometimes we're there helping maintain the building, just painting a room or weeding out in the parking lot. Sometimes it is going to support their programs. Like, they might have a father-daughter dance or a mother-son dance or a golf event. Like, anything that they do to help to keep that club funded and functioning is what the OM Keystone Association about. OM cast members are there mostly because they want to have fun doing the show, but there's a lot of them that in their heart know that what they're doing is helping us help the club.
And that's what you want at the end of the day.
That's what we want at the end of the day, is to raise money for that organization to help keep them functioning. That the Bristol Boys and Girls Club is a gem here in town.
Yeah.
What they do for the kids, they have the satellites in all of the different schools. The programs are nationally recognized. That club has 2 years in a row had the National Youth of the Year come out of that club.
Yeah, I've been to the Boys and Girls Club a couple of times. I went to I spoke to a group of students there. David Fortier, who's just an amazing human being. I tell you, I love learning and listening to. He has a good knowledge of Bristol, helping the next generation get involved and giving them an outlet, just like you're doing, right?
Yeah.
What may not be popular at the present time, or may not be the fad in but that's what one student really excels at, could really change their perspective of life or change their life in general.
Yeah.
Media television. Hey, Javier Barrientos, he was my first well, Dr. Davenport, my elementary teacher, but Xavier Barrientos in my high school, he introduced me to Photoshop and Premiere Pro, and he worked at a part-time at the news station, and that's how I got involved in television.
Yeah.
You know? So luckily I had that. I found that. Someone who's a thespian or a singer or writer who may find out with you, right?
Yeah.
David Fortier giving an outlet to a kid who may be super tech savvy, but where's the interest in terms of an outlet where they could show the case that or learn,
Right.
right? So those things matter, and the fact that so much work and so much attention goes into the Boys and Girls Club is great. Denisha Craig,
Yeah.
right? Denisha Craig is from Bristol as well, and she we did a montage where she she came from there as well, and is thriving. She worked at the White House, I believe.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have her on this show actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're gonna have her on the show. She agreed to come on the show. So Denisha Craig, look forward to seeing you here on the Avenue with this.
Excellent.
But that just shows the importance that you were saying of the Boys and Girls Club. So happy that the OM Keystone and the OM show helped towards that cause.
Yeah.
Right. Now let's shift over to this year.
Okay.
Give us a date. Do you have a date, a time, a venue?
Yes. So we're going to be back at Bames on the Memorial Boulevard. It's going to be April 17th and 18th. And the showtime, I believe, is 7:30. So tickets will be going on sale online very soon. You can visit omkeystone.com, and that actually brings up a whole. It's basically our page. You can actually visit some of the previous OM shows, like you said earlier. You go to YouTube.
Yeah,
we have a lot of our shows posted. We're continuing to post them there now of all of our previous shows. This year's show, the theme is called Curtain Call, and because it's our 85th annual show. We're doing a review of everything that we have done since I became the artistic director back in 2011.
And this is not, from my research, this is not the first time you've done a curtain call show.
No, in 2016, we did a show called Encore. And Encore was a review show as well. And it was the previous directors, Mr. Ken Ferris and Marilyn Gagnon. So the two of them were longtime show directors. And we wanted for our 75th year to invite them back into the fold to put on a show that would represent or show everything that represented the things they were most proud of. And I took over in 2011 with a show called OMTV. It was a whole tribute to the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
That was when we were coming up on our 70. We had 5 years to go to get to our 75th. And I wanted to represent all of the different decades that we had done shows. So we did a show theme that was for the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, and 40s. And so that's going to be our act one for this coming show. We're going to kind of go and put on a whole, our best, our favorite.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you folks, okay, I know you may not think so, but I was a thespian myself.
Well,
I was a turkey jerker in the play The Wake of Jamie Foster.
Okay.
Yes, I was a hillbilly.
Maybe we need to get you in this.
Show. I was just gonna say, do you have room for a star? Because I think the spotlights are ready for me.
There you go. Join up.
No, so once again, I like to repeat this over and over again. Date, time, to simplify, date, time, and location of the event.
Okay.
One more time.
Friday night and Saturday night, April 17th and 18th, 7:30 at Bames, which is the Bristol Arts and Innovation Magnet School. I'm correct, on Memorial Boulevard.
Okay. So
tickets will be on sale at omkeystone.com.
So you've heard that twice now on purpose. Get your tickets, come support. Listen, folks, at the end of the day, you're supporting not just the OM Keystone, not just the OM show, but the Bristol Boys and Girls Club right here in your city. It's important, Listen, I always say, and this is true. I literally tell my friends, if you can go to McDonald's, you can go to Walmart, you can go to some of these big corporate places, support your friends, right? Support your friends as well. You know what I mean? How many times do we buy products that don't work?
Right.
but we're like, oh, this looks cool. Let me buy this product. You know what? How about invest in some of your friends as well?
Right.
You know, whether it's I'll tell you one of my favorites is Familia Tedesco at they have this lovely onion bread
Mhm.
at the bazaar.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. I'm supporting two places.
Right.
And the Familia Tedesco with their amazing bread, which I would again say the onion bread so good, great job, and also the bazaar, right, where it's just a bunch of local folks selling local products, all made locally, right?
Yeah.
The OM show is a local show, has been around for 85 years,
85 years.
supporting the Bristol Boys and Girls Club, a great cause and a great organization. And I can't imagine how much fun it is.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, and everyone works really hard to make it happen, but it is just an amazing
How long
task.
is the show?
The show is going to be about 2 hours.
About 2 hours
It'll be
show.
an hour for each set, each half, act 1 and act 2 with an intermission.
With intermission. I'm an intermission guy.
Okay.
You know, I gotta have a little break. You know, see, I wish at the movie theaters they would give me just a 5-minute break.
Mm.
I could watch half of the movie,
Yeah.
give me a little break, come back in, I'll get back in. I love that you have an intermission. You know,
Intermissions work. They're really good.
Yeah,
It gives you a chance to use the restroom. It gives you a chance
Yeah.
to maybe get some snacks at our
as
concession.
I say, do you have concession stand
Yeah,
out
there'll
there
be a
too?
concession there. Yep.
Oh, what's expected at the concession stand? What we got?
Oh, I'm sure that it'll be a bunch of home baked goods and some waters and things like that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So, what has been something you're like that's wowed you that you can remember? Like, wow, this is iconic.
So I think one of the things that I think I mentioned it before is I wanted to tell you how we got through the COVID.
Yes. Oh, let's talk about COVID.
Because,
Yeah.
yes. So we were already into our 2020 show. We were about 8 rehearsals into it. We had 4 weeks left before we left the studio in the club to go to the stage, and COVID happened and it shut us down.
Oh,
And we were saying, oh my gosh, what do we do? Because we're going to lose our continuity
yeah.
of how many years this show has been happening. And we're also not going to be able to make a donation to the club this year. So we put on our thinking caps, and because everybody was in lockdown at home, we decided that we would put on a show it was like everyone was going on Zoom calls. Let's just make it look like a Zoom call show.
Yeah.
And so we created a whole show. We called it Another Day of Sun because we are looking at the sun, the sun is a metaphor of like, there's going to be a day that'll come back. And we used the music, Another Day of Sun from La La Land. I counted how many counts of 8 were in there. I had 8 choreographers, each do a section of the show. We taught our cast how to do it through training videos. They all filmed themselves doing it, sent it back, and we put together an entire show that looked like a Zoom happening. And then we created probably another 10 songs. My assistant director, Wayne Morgan, also does video editing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was creating all these music videos. And we ended up having to do 3 years of music videos to have those 3 shows happen.
Wow.
Because for 2021, we weren't really ready to come back live either. And also for 2022, we ended up finally showing that one we used the space at St. Paul, and we just lowered their screen and actually showed it as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then people could watch. You still to this day could visit omkeystone.com, click on OM Show, and watch all 3 of those shows. Another Day of Sun, Seasons of Love, and OM Talk, which was kind of our play on TikTok.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic.
So that was our creative way of keeping our string of shows going, and still all they had to do was click on a button and make a donation. So the donations still went to the club.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, that was more work than putting on a live stage show.
I can't imagine.
All
Absolutely.
the filming and the editing and the audio, that we had to do.
It's a lot. See, that's where people respect those editors.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a lot of work. I respect Angelo. He's behind the camera right now. It's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
It's a lot because your brain has to be in so many places at one time.
Yep. Shout out to Wayne, my assistant.
Hey, shout out to Wayne. How you doing, Wayne?
See the videos he made. You watch it. You have to see them.
I hope you're having a good night, Wayne. Enjoy yourself. There's a lot of work. A lot of work coming up, Wayne.
They're actually having a meeting tonight.
Okay, well, we're having a much more fun time.
Yes, we're having a good time.
So tell me about what people can look forward to if you know, I know it's the beginning of the year, but what they can expect in this year's show. I know it's called the Curtain
Yeah,
Call.
because it's curtain call, it was we've been working on this show since the 2025 show ended. We were in April of 2025. We did Country Girl, which was a country music theme. And within 2 weeks after that show closing, we got right to work on what the 85th show would be. And so we got together a group of people and sat down and watched back videos of all the shows since 2011, with the exception of 2016, because that was also a review show. And we just kind of picked the best of the best. So it's going to be a huge ensemble show. So it's the full cast working through all of the different decades and then working through all of the other different themes that we've done since we came back after COVID and just prior to COVID happening. And so, yeah, it's going to be the best of the best. It's going to be a real great review show.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be there.
Yeah,
I
fantastic
can't-
costuming will happen.
I met you at the
Showcase of Stars.
Yeah, I mean it's a Showcase
The
of Stars.
holiday Showcase of Stars back in December.
What a great event that was.
It's a lot of
Wasn't
fun.
that a lot of fun?
It's a lot of fun. I've been doing that show for probably about 10 years now.
Yeah, I'm a Christmas guy. You know, I love Christmas. Absolutely, just encapsulate my whole body into Christmas. You know, because there's nothing wrong with being happy.
Right.
It's just we're kind of missing that. You shouldn't need Christmas to be happy, folks. Okay. First of all, shouldn't need Christmas to be happy, but it's definitely a good kick in the butt to make you be happy.
Right.
So, and I can say I was having not a bad day. I was having a bad day at all, but just I wasn't like super cheerful. And so I show up to the event. I was excited about it because I had Debbie on the show, Deborah Shore on the show.
Sure, she's the director for that show.
Isn't she lovely?
She's lovely. I love working with her.
Is she going to help? Does she help with the show?
What Deb did for us this year, she's done it a couple of years now, is, especially trying to come back and grow the cast again since everything kind of went downhill after 2020. She's been a huge part of helping us with recruiting the kids that come to the show.
Yeah.
Because all those kids are having so much fun in her show that she starts in September. It kind of wraps in December, right as the Christmas season is kicking off. And we're already into the signups for ours. So she helps us get a lot of those kids that want to continue on the journey that they're on.
Yeah.
So much fun working on her show. Let's make this continue and join the OM show. And we start only a month after they're done.
Yeah.
I
mean, she's fantastic. And I'm so glad that you guys are collaborating because she knows what she's doing. You know what you're doing. So the product that you guys can make out of it for a great cause is fantastic.
Definitely.
It's absolutely fantastic. And I'm looking forward to watching it. Is there anything you want to talk about that we haven't discussed with the OM show? For example, is there any critical people who've been pivotal for the OM show that you want to maybe just give them a little shout out?
I would shout out my mentors, Al Jones, who was my theater director.
Okay.
And he actually directed that first show that I was in when I was 4. He was my high school drama teacher, and I learned so much from him. Ken Ferris, who was my music director, and he's been a long time director for the OM show, so he's a mentor. Marilyn Gagnon, who was a choreographer and just an amazing friend of mine. And then I'd like to call out my team. Christina McCary is our music director this year. She's been a music director for 3 or 4 years now. My choreographers, all of them, Misty Masadi, Diakon, Jessica Leopozzo, Kimberly Alvarado, Allison Julius. So just have Kathy Dayton, Tori Fagioni is also our president. Kathy happens to be a longtime cast member who joined and became an OM Keystone. And they're going to be dance captains. Wayne Morgan, I've mentioned him several times now. He's like my right-hand man. He keeps me organized on top of all the things that he does to keep things going. He designs our website. He does all of the editing and the videos and things like that. So and he performs. So
yeah.
And actually all the people I mentioned are performing in the show. So it's just, they're not only part of the director's team, they're also going to be in the show. So shout out to all of them. Shout out to the amazing cast. Just these 2 rehearsals that I've been at so far have been phenomenal.
No.
So
yeah. Hey, shout out to all the names that were just mentioned. I know it's a lot of work It's a lot of time, a lot of effort that goes into this. Not only are you doing this for yourselves and for the people to come for the entertainment, but you're doing it for a great cause. Um, and so that's just fantastic. So I know that's really, really appreciated. Alan, let's talk about you. Let's talk
Sure.
about you. You're from Bristol?
I'm from Bristol, born and raised here. My mom and dad are still here.
Yeah.
My brother is from here. He's out in LA right now.
Okay.
He was in the OM show all his years growing up as well, and he's a drummer, and moved out to LA with his band. So, but I'm from the town. I sing in a band here in Bristol.
Okay. What's the band?
The band's name is Relic.
Relic. Okay.
Yes.
Where can people come listen to Relic?
Well, we actually have played the Mum Festival a bunch. We played the Southington Apple Harvest Festival. We played at Bleachers. We play at Blackstone Irish Pub.
Okay. Do you have anything coming up?
Those are local. The next show that we're booked for actually is down in Colchester, in it's part of a car show that we're doing down there over the summer. We're working on getting our bookings right now for 26. And then I also sing with Maria Solis. She's my singing partner.
She is just I love her.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
She surprised us. So we had our show here on the Avenue. I think it was our second show or something. And so we have her with Deb, and she starts to sing.
Oh, her voice is butter.
And I about melted. She
Yeah.
was just fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'll just say this: there's some good things coming to our show, but listening to her sing,
Yeah.
in person, I heard her sing at the holiday showcase, right?
Yeah, she's my singing partner.
But
we sing together all the time.
When she was this close to me singing, and it's just like right here,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And then I heard her on stage, and I said, well, obviously with all the audio and sound, it was just like magnified.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah,
she's
she's
so talented.
She is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So what's the price to attend?
I wish
Because I have an important question, because this is something that I battled going to different events here, and I know it's small, but it makes a difference. Do you accept Apple Pay? That's my question. Listen, I can't tell you how many places I go to. I don't ever really carry cash anymore.
Yeah.
And I usually pay for my phone with my phone a lot of times.
So you could actually buy tickets right online.
Oh, so you can buy it online.
Buy online tickets. You could actually do it right there at the door in front of us. I think that I know a couple years ago that they created, like, they brought in the Cube.
Okay.
And I think they were taking credit cards that way.
Okay.
Like on an iPad.
I know it's a small thing, but it's one of those last minute
I'm-
things when you go somewhere and you're like, oh, I should have asked if they accept this or this.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you'd be able to do it right on the spot. As long as we have open seats in the house, you'd be able to buy a ticket right online on your phone. So
okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And so you're from Bristol. You've been involved since you were 4. What's next with your journey with the OM show? What's your vision for the OM show?
I would really like to see, if I could, because I'm about to retire. I got about a year left before I retire.
Oh no, come on. People don't want to hear that.
I'm going to drop myself to my full-time career.
Okay.
I'll drop myself to a part-timer, and then I think I want to actually put more time in volunteering at the club and doing things like that as an OM Keystone member. I would love to see an actual theater or arts program start at the club. I think it would be wonderful if we had, music lessons and singing lessons and theater classes.
Yeah, I was going to ask,
because the club is very, very. There's a lot of athletics. There's the computer program aspect of it.
Yeah,
I'd love to see some of the arts. I'm sure that they do art projects and things like that, on a daily basis with the kids. But I'd like to see maybe a dance teacher come in and have dance classes for kids.
I was going to ask, like, do you have is there just one show a year and that's it?
There's one show a year, and that would be my goal, is to get the kids that are at the club, that are members of the club, not just the the kids in the community that want to be part of the show, but kids that are members of the club. I'd like to see them feel like they can be involved in an arts program. And so I think it would be really neat if we were able to put together some kind of an arts program within the club where the kids learn some music arrangements, they learn some choreography, and we put on a few little shows a year.
Yeah,
Like
no, I
just
love that.
with the
Yeah,
club kids, right
yeah,
in the club. We've got the beautiful field house there that could probably be converted into a little theater
yeah.
for the
Like,
night. And
I mean, a Halloween show or
right,
a different.
yeah,
Now we're gonna stay away from the Christmas show because we got the holiday showcase, but they could
right.
be part of the holiday
Well,
showcase.
and that
You
would
can incorporate
inspire
both
them to go
teams.
off and become part of that, because I'd
Yeah,
love to see her cast grow with the kids too.
exactly. I think that'd be fantastic,
Yeah,
right?
and I think that that is something that helps to feed into the high schoolers. Like each high school in town has a wonderful theater program, but if we can get them in the OM show at a younger age, just kids that come to the club on a regular basis, they're going to find a love for theater. That's my biggest thing. Is I was so inspired by the theater myself because
Mhm.
of the OM show and Bristol Theater Arts and Bristol Civic Theater, the different organizations we had in town, that I love to see kids fall in love with the stage the way I did.
Yeah, I know. I see. So back in where I'm from, Corpus Christi, Texas, um, we had I can't remember the name. It was from my childhood, but I think it was called like the Harbor Playhouse or something.
Mhm.
But it's where people in theater could go and they would have shows. They did the
Right.
Rocky Horror Show, which is very popular. Um, excuse me, and they did other shows, but it's kind of like for an athlete when it's not football season, you're playing basketball. When you're in high school, it's not basketball season, you're doing baseball or
Mhm.
football or soccer or track or cross country. What about those who are not involved in athletics? It's similar. Okay, so while you're in school, you have theater, right?
Right.
But outside, you may have an outside entity to continue to work on your craft.
Right. Yeah, I would love to inspire kids and have them fall in love with the theater the same way I did.
Yeah,
And the same way most of these cast members that come back year
because they
after
may
year.
want may want more.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it would give them it almost gives them a little training, even if they were just miniature shows 3 times a year, with the biggest one being the OM show.
Yeah,
And then, like I said, it helps to feed those kids into the high school theaters. And I'd like to see a lot of maybe work more hand in hand with the high school drama teachers, where they let their kids come and be part of the OM show too, which sometimes can be tricky because they're working on their spring musical at the same time we're working on the OM show. So, how do we get that balance to make it happen?
What do they have like? I know we have like UIL in Texas, where I'm from. And it's like you go out and you compete with everyone all over the city, your region, the state, right? Competitions. Maybe something to where those top artists, those top thespians in their drama clubs or respective art, they've earned a spot on the OM show.
Right.
Like, hey, you were I don't know the terminology. I know an orchestra was like first chair, and in
Right.
drama you were an all-star on the all-star cast for the play that you guys did.
Yeah.
You've earned a spot onto the OM show.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can give them incentivize them.
even just like going back and forth on some ideas. I mean, it kind of hits me, because they're working on their spring musical at the same time we are, even if they took their biggest number from their show. And, so now you've got St. Paul, Eastern, and Central, each putting a number in the OM show that's like the big showstopper from the show they're working on.
They're showcasing their
Right.
best number.
Right. And then, if our show happens to land before theirs, it might help sell tickets to their show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just a lot more hand in hand with
And more practice for them
Yeah,
to put it in a live setting before theirs.
exactly.
No,
Right.
this is how ideas are made. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. This is where
Brainstorming.
hey, this is where it all stews. Sorry, Dwayne. This is how it all stews. I'll tell you that. So I know you have a lot of pride in the OM show.
I really do.
I know you really, really enjoy it. What are some things that maybe or I'm gonna backtrack because I think this is important first. I always like to do this with my guests because I think it's important for them to talk straight into the eyes of the community and not just me. Because I'm new here, I'm learning, right?
Right.
But as I told you earlier, you have your camera. I would like you to look into the camera
Okay.
and talk to the people of Bristol and tell them why the OM Keystone and OM show are so important and why they should invest their time and money and energy into the passion that you've been living your whole life. Camera's yours.
So the OM show is special because first and foremost, the longevity of it. 85 years is a long time to be doing something consistently. The fact that it raises money for the Bristol Boys and Girls Club that needs funding to run these national recognized programs that they have at the club. It helps the club kids to be able to have a place to go after school. It helps grow the community with their own love of theater, which is something that's so important to me. I love that kids feel emboldened and become stronger human beings just because they're able to be so passionate about something that they love, and to perform in front of people and hear that standing ovation or just the applause that comes out of them gives such confidence building to kids. I think it would be wonderful to have people really recognize the work that goes into the show, and just come and be entertained for an evening, for a couple hours, and see the talent that we have in the town. It's amazing what we do. It really is.
No, well said. Well said. Like I caught it really truly, like, if we're talking, how do we look? You love Bristol. I love Bristol. You love Bristol.
Mhm.
The folks who are watching now live or later, I'm sure you love Bristol. There's enough trash talk and Bristol talk going around. Let's support and let's talk about some of the things that are going on in this city, right? We don't have to. You don't have to focus on, oh, what can I do to make Bristol better? To make Bristol better, you could just support, go out, and attend some of these local events, like the OM show. They've been around for 85 years. I'm sure there's a reason why they've been around that long. I've never been. I'm about to find out myself, and I am excited about it. Like when I went to the holiday showcase.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you did not know you needed it, and you're here in this, and so I can't wait for next year's holiday show, and I can't wait to attend your show. And I really appreciate you coming on to the Avenue and telling our viewers and telling people in the city about the OM show. I think it's important, and it's a great cause.
Yes, it is.
It's a really great cause.
And I appreciate you having me here.
Oh, of
Thank
course,
you.
of course, anytime. So I'm going to do it one more time for our viewers. Give us the date, time, and location, and where people can buy their tickets. One more time for those who may have missed it.
All right. Friday and Saturday night, April 17th and 18th, 7:30 at Bames School on Memorial Boulevard. Get your tickets at omkeystone.com. They might not be up just yet, but they will be very shortly.
All right. The omkeystone.com to get your tickets. Be patient. If they're not ready yet, try again tomorrow. But don't wait till the last minute to get your tickets. Is it important? Can I ask you? Is it important for different event organizations to know how many people have pre-ordered? Especially if it's a theater. In order to, especially with high school,
you have to pay the rights to that show, and a lot of times the amount of money that's being charged is based on how many seats are in the theater that can be potentially be sold.
Mm-hmm.
So to get your tickets in advance, you're helping to pay for them to even have the license to do that show. Our show is done a little different because it's a variety show, but still we know in advance that we have a full house or a half sold house. It's really it's inspiring for the cast members when you can go to the next rehearsal and say, hey everyone, this week's update, we're 3/4 of the way full.
Yeah.
And
it's great. It's a great confidence booster as well.
Yeah, definitely is.
And I mean, if I was running a show, I would like those tickets locked down ASAP.
Yeah.
So, hey, please don't wait. Come out, get your tickets to the show. Like I said, it's been around for a while. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of people involved, like Dwayne, right? And Elizabeth, you're out there. Come audition to be on. Come sign up.
If you're a business and you want to actually be a sponsor too.
Oh, so you're looking for sponsors?
Sure, definitely.
Okay.
Yep, we have presenting sponsors. We have people that are just running ads in our program. So if you're a business and you want to be part of the program, look us up. You can go right to the OM Keystone site, and I'm pretty sure Wayne has it set up so you can become a sponsor.
All right, Wayne, you're a superstar again. It's Wayne on the loose. contact the show to be a sponsor. Like I said, it's a great cause. You can spend your money on some other things. You can spend your money on a great cause as well. All right, let's be honest. Thank you, Bristol. Thank you, Alan Stone,
Thank you so
for
much
coming
for
on
having me.
to the Avenue today. It's been a pleasure. Great talking to you. I met you at the other show, and you know, we had to have you come on here and talk about this.
I'm thrilled that I was
It's
able to
important.
come. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait, and I'm sure we'll do we'll take some video, maybe some footage if
Yeah.
you guys let us.
Definitely.
For next time, we can put it out there.
Sure.
For all the other people who maybe might get some highlights of
Yeah.
the OM show.
You can come to one of our rehearsals and get some.
Oh, sure. I would love to
Great.
do that. I would love to do that. Alan Stone, Bristol, OM Keystone. Don't forget to get your tickets. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in, whether you're watching live or whether you're rolling a little bit later and watching this video. Appreciate you taking the time. Thank you to our sponsors, right? RBI Cafe, Nick Potato Night, Dollar Wings. Check them out. Pretty good. Been there. Gotta have them. Also to Seymour Media. Seymour Media. All your podcast or production needs, contact Steve Seymour. Help you out. Absolutely. Also, Ventanas Restaurant, Little Taste of the Caribbean, right here in Bristol. Go check them out. Great place. I'll tell you, that food with Chef Efrain, fantastic. You're not going to want to miss it. But that's all the time we have today. I also want to end off with this. Listen, always a lot of, and I say this a lot, but I'm going to say it again. A lot of negativity. Easy to be a keyboard warrior. Easy to criticize, judge. But notice that your words do have impact. Okay. Some people are stronger than others. And, we may know that, right? But be kind. Be kind to one another. Love each other. Lift each other up. Support small business. Take care of your pets. You know, spend some time with them. You know, those are all things we can do to make our lives better, to make each other's lives better, and to make 2026 a better year than 2025. Good night, Bristol. Thank you for watching The Avenue with Aaron Lopez.